football play is the strategy that a team uses to advance the ball down the field towards the opposing end zone. Plays can be very basic or extremely complicated. Football players keep a record of these plays in their playbook. No two teams have the same playbook, and plays are always changing from year to year, even from game to game. Once the play begins, it continues until whistled dead by an on-field official. There are several instances that will end a play on the field. If the ball carrier goes down, the play is whistled dead. This is defined when any part of the player with the ball, other than his hands or his feet, touches the ground. If the ball carrier's forward progress is stopped to the point where a stalemate occurs, and it's clear that the ball cannot be advanced any farther, the play is whistled dead and is over. Even if the player keeps fighting for yards, the officials on the field will make a determination that a stalemate has occurred during the play and will whistle the play over. If the ball carrier steps out of bounds, the play is automatically over. If a forward pass touches or bounces off the ground before it's caught, this is called an incomplete pass, and an incomplete pass ends the play. If the ball is dropped by a ball carrier who had possession of the ball, this is called a fumble. A fumble does not end the play. When a ball is fumbled, it's still a live ball, and whoever scoops up the ball can run with it until they are either tackled, down, they score a touchdown, or they go out of bounds. Once a play is ended, the ball is spotted at the point where the play ended, and the play clock starts marking the 40-second countdown until the next play. Except in the case of an incomplete pass. If a quarterback throws an incomplete pass, the ball is placed back at the original line of scrimmage where that particular play started. Then the play clock starts counting down. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of different combinations of plays. We couldn't possibly list them all here. As long as you know these 4 kinds of plays, as you watch and learn American football, you will start to develop a keen eye in knowing what kind of different plays the teams are using. A passing play is when the quarterback throws the ball to a receiver. Passing plays can be short passes that steadily move the ball down the field. This strategy is generally used by teams that utilize what is called the West Coast offense, a term you will hear often throughout the football season. In a running play, the ball is advanced by a player who is handed the ball from behind the line of scrimmage. This runner will try to break through the defense and advance the ball as far as he can before being tackled, going down, or stepping out of bounds. Trick plays are plays that are designed to confuse the defense. A trick play may initially appear to be one type of play, while in reality, it's another. These plays typically will catch defenses off guard. A common example of a trick play is the flea flicker. During a flea flicker, the quarterback will hand the ball off to a player who the defense thinks will try to run with the ball. But just when the defense gets ready to attack the runner with the ball, the runner pitches the ball back to the quarterback, who then throws it to a receiver downfield. The defense, which is the team defending their own end zone from the team with the ball, also has plays they use to confuse and attack the offense. 2 of the most common defensive plays you will see throughout a season is the pass rush and the blitz. A pass rush, usually referred to as pressuring the quarterback, is when the defense sends a combination of players after the quarterback in an effort to affect the pass that the opposing quarterback is attempting to complete. If the pass rush is successful, it may result in a sack. A sack is when the quarterback is tackled with the ball behind the line of scrimmage. But even if the pass rush doesn't result in a sack, making the quarterback hurry or knocking down the ball after the quarterback has thrown it makes for a successful pass rush and the loss of a down for the offense. Knockdowns and hurries can force the quarterback into making bad decisions, which could possibly result in interceptions for the defense. An interception is when the quarterback throws the ball to his teammate, but instead the ball is intercepted by the opposing team. An interception results in the turnover of the ball to the opposing team, and the opposing team's offense gets to start with a fresh set of downs wherever the interception play ended. You may hear this being called a pick, meaning the opposing player picked off the quarterback. If the opposing player who picked off the quarterback can manage to run the ball all the way to the opposite end zone, this is called a pick six, which is just a fancy term for a touchdown scored by the defense. A blitz is when the defense uses as many players as they can to rush in and attack the quarterback. This may seem like an obvious thing to do, and you may wonder why the defense doesn't do it on every play. Well, if all the defensive players are rushing in to attack the quarterback, that leaves some offensive players open in the field. If the quarterback is quick enough, he can throw the ball over the rushing defense to an open player who can easily trot into the end zone, since the players who were supposed to be covering him went in on the blitz. Let's talk a little bit about coverage. Coverage is how a defensive player will match up with an offensive player. Since both the defense and the offense have 11 men on the field at a time, each man on both sides of the ball must be accounted for by the other team, and they must be covered. There are basically two types of coverage you will see during a game: man-to-man and zone. Man-to-man coverage is when every offensive player is covered by a defensive player. This may seem like an obvious defensive strategy, but when playing man-to-man coverage, mismatches can create problems for the defense. For example, if an excellent wide receiver is covered by a rookie defensive player, this mismatch can result in a disastrous rout of the defense and a lot of scoring by an offense. Zone defense is when defensive players are responsible for a specific area on the field during pass coverage. Zones are usually more effective against long passes. When playing in a zone defense, a defensive player is able to observe what the quarterback is attempting to do, anticipate where a pass may be thrown, and perhaps intercept the pass. Zone defenses tend to produce interceptions of passes or big hits on receivers after they have caught a pass from a quarterback. Now that we've talked a little bit about plays, strategies, and the things a football team can and will do, let's discuss the things they cannot do. These actions will result in a yellow flag being thrown on the field, and these are the penalties.